I want you all to make sure you grab you some popcorn, grab you some wine, or make you a little cocktail or something, because this is going to be a good story time. I got my Wonder Woman cup. I'm already ready, waiting for you. This is story time. So welcome back, everybody. If you're new to the channel, hi, my name is Jazz. What's good? How you doing? And if you're not and you're a regular on the channel, what's up? How you doing? Let's get into this crazy ass story time. This story time is about me and my ex-friend. So me and my friend, we need a name for her. We're gonna call her Diana. So me and Diana, we go back. We go way back. We knew each other from middle school, and then we ended up going to high school together, and we hung out regularly in high school. But we really didn't chill outside of school or anything like that, but we knew each other, like we was cool. We didn't have no problems or anything like that. So fast forward to after high school. I'm basically moving out from my boyfriend's house, and I'm moving back home. And I was ready to move right the heck back on out. So me and Diana, I used to go to her house, we used to kick it and have a good time. One day she was just like, you know, maybe we should move out together. That was basically how it was put, because she knew that I was ready to move out and she needed a roommate. Cool. I basically talked to my friend Courtney about the situation, like, you know, because she also knows Diana as well. Should I move out with Diana or no? Because I heard that, you know, moving out with your friends is a bad idea. So she was just like, Jasmine, don't do it. I mean, I know you want to move out. Think about it. I wouldn't do it, but you know, so just think about it, right? And I just was like, all right. Thought about it. And I was like, think I'm gonna move out. So I was at work one day. I just started working at this job called Converges. I call her on my break and I'm just like, hey, you know, I know you said that you think we should move out and maybe get an apartment together, because she was still in her lease at the apartment that she already stayed at. The plan was to get a place after her lease was up and then we find one together. But I didn't want to wait that long, so I was just like, hey, I know you got a spare bedroom. And she didn't have a roommate either at this time. So, you know, I could just come move over there, and then when that lease is up, we can just get a new place. And then she was like, okay, cool, that's fine. When you want to move in? I'm like, right now. So within like 2 weeks, I was like getting my stuff packed and ready to move out. And I was so excited. Like, I was like, yo, we gonna have fun. We're gonna just be drinking and partying and just all kinds of stuff. I went over her house like the week before I was actually gonna move in. I didn't go into the room that I was gonna move into. Actually, I've never been in a room, because when someone says I have an extra room, you're just like, okay, cool. They have an extra room. Okay, it's just a room. You know what I'm saying? I saw her room plenty of times. So basically, she kind of had the room that I was saying kind of like as like just like a spare room, you know, where she just put her extra stuff in. So I was just like, okay, cool. She had 2 dogs. Now, I didn't have my dog Gia at the time, but she had 2 dogs. She had a Chihuahua, and then she had I think it was like a Rottweiler mix type dog. Now, why she had 2 dogs, I don't know. She had the 2 dogs, and I was cool with that. We was chilling or whatever at her house. So I was just like, well, let me look at the room, you know, that I'm about to move into, so I can see, like, you know, the stuff I have and how it's gonna fit in here and how we're gonna do this, okay? Brace yourselves, because okay, so I go to the room, the door. Soon as I open the door, you guys, it's just like a wind. Like, it just like a wind came from nowhere. It just like all up in my nostrils, like, and it just smelled like straight dog shit. Straight dog shit in there. It smelled like pee and dog shit. So I'm looking around the room. She don't have no bed or anything in there. She has like tubs of like totes and stuff. But this girl, Diana, had her dogs in there. That was like kind of like the dog's room as well. Yo, there was shit on the floor. And I don't mean like one little pile of shit. There was like multiple piles of shit. And there was some dried up shit. I guess she attempted to clean up, or she just picked up the poop and then just left the rest there, and it just sat on the carpets, because she had carpets. There was dried up piss on the floors, multiple piles of piss everywhere in the fucking room. I am not exaggerating. This girl had shit and pee in this room. Didn't warn me, didn't even try to clean shit. She literally just left that shit there. And this is why her name is Dirty Diana, because she dirty. Why the hell would you allow your dogs to piss and shit in a room, an apartment that you stay in, as if you can't just take them outside? If you do not want to clean up after your dogs, you shouldn't have dogs. That's what I think. I'm looking around the room, because I was ready to move in like that next day. I'm looking at this room like, oh hell no, I ain't moving my shit up in here. That room smells so bad, you guys. She's like, oh well, yeah, well, that's the dog's room or whatever. Yeah. I'm like looking at her like, bitch, you nasty. We take everything out of the room, and I have to order a carpet cleaner, because I'm not putting none of my stuff in that room while it smelled like that. This girl, she didn't even attempt to like help me clean up the fecal matter in the pee that her dogs basically destroyed the carpet. So I basically got the rug doctor thing, and I'm just like, the floor, I'm just like going over it multiple times, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna let it dry before I bring my stuff in there. Days later, I come back, the floor is still wet, you guys. The floor is so wet because the floor was so dirty that I had no choice. Like the floor, and honestly, from the time I moved in to the time I moved out, that room always smelled like pee. That room always had like a tinge of pee in there. No lie. I'll be making my bed, have the window open and breeze going like, ooh, yeah. And I'll be like, it smell like pee. And then I look at the floor, I'm just like, bitch. I let that slide. Alright, moving day. My boyfriend helps me move my stuff in, and this is baby daddy we talking about. We talking about David. So he helps me move my stuff in. Everything is lit. I'm like, yeah, we about to have a turn up time. And in the beginning, we did. Yo, we turned up. We used to have so much fun. Now this girl right here, she used to love her some damn Four Locos. Comment below if y'all used to get turned up on some Four Locos. Yo, like Four Locos are crazy. I hate Four Locos. I cannot stand Four Locos, but they were cheap, so we used to turn up. This girl used to make Four Loko smoothies. That's what I'm saying. Like, this girl used to be turned. She used to be turned. You hear me? So yeah, we used to have like little kickbacks and stuff like that. It was lit. It was lit. We used to have fun, right? Let's fast forward a couple months later. So she comes home one day and she's like, dang. I'm like, what happened? And she's like, I just got fired. I'm like, oh shoot. But she's like, nah, don't worry about it. Like, I know I'll get another job or she'll get unemployment. So I was like, okay, cool. I used to have a problem with being late all the fucking time at any job I worked at. If I got fired, it was probably because I was late, to be honest. Not my performance, because I was late. So literally like maybe like 2 weeks later, I call out of work. I'm getting my hair done. A little side story for you real quick. I had a manager at my job because it was a call center, and there was another manager. He wasn't my manager, but he had a team of people that he did manage. So he used to tell us, like me and a couple other people, like, hey, if you ever late or anything like that, just put your note in my box and then I'll fix your time. All right, cool, say no more. Called out of work, got my hair done, put that note in his box the next day. Cool. Coming to work the very next day, and they walked my black ass out. They basically told me, you know, I had too many lates, whatever. Fired. Fucking fired. The manager that told me everything's cool, you know, put your note in my box, he wasn't nowhere to be found. So basically he didn't adjust my time. He basically, I don't know why he even said that. I wouldn't have called out of work, but it is what it is. And then like shortly after that, come to find out, the manager that told me it was all good and he'll take care of me, he ended up getting fired from the job. Why did he get fired from the job? Because he was selling CDs at the job. He was selling CDs in the front of the job. So that's what you get, dumbass. I go home and I'm just like, yo, Diana, I got fired too. She's like, dang, homie, like we both got fired. Like, what we gonna do? But me, it was easy for me to find another job, so I wasn't worried about it. So, you know, I just was like, all right, cool, you know, I'll just start looking for a job. Yeah, cool. So, start applying for jobs left and right, But in the meantime, party time, yo, we used to get lit. We used to have so much fun. We wasn't taking it too serious, or at least I know I wasn't. Like, I would look for jobs and everything, but you know, the fact that you have rent and I have a car note and things like that, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't, not that it wasn't registering with me, but it was just like, I'll get to it. I'll take care of it. One incident that happened when I was there, I used to park in front of her house. Now, every apartment had assigned parking, apparently. Didn't know that. She never told me, right? So I used to park my car in the same space every single day. Now, I had been there for a couple months at this point. I go outside, my car is missing. And I'm like, now, I know I parked right there. I know my car note is not behind. Where is my car? So we're looking outside, and then Diana goes, oh, well, maybe someone called the leasing office on you because the space that you park in actually is the upstairs neighbor's parking space. And I'm like, oh, okay. But she was like, I don't know why they would do that because they don't even have a car. And I'm just like, what? And so come to find out, a neighbor like that was across the street was like, yeah, it was the neighbors upstairs who called basically. And I was so angry, like oh my, you guys have no idea. Like, I was ready to go cut their cable lines. I went off. Like, I was like, whoever called the cops on me, you. Like, ended up having to go get my car from this place that they told my car that junk cost me like $200. Do you think that dirty Diana helped me? No, she didn't. Nor did she tell me that I couldn't park there. Because had I known, wouldn't have parked there, right? My baby's father, he starts coming over. He don't know how to leave. He over there like a lot. And basically, he comes to me one day and he's just like, yo, I got into it with my parents, so I was wondering if I could stay with you for a little bit. Now, I'm just like, okay, so I know that Diana, she's cool. She's not gonna care. And plus, he said he'll help me with the rent because he knows I lost my job. Cool, right? So I have a conversation with Diana. I'm just like, hey, you know, we both lost our jobs and stuff like that. But I was wondering if David could stay with us for a little bit and he'll help with my part of the rent, right? She goes, okay, cool. All right, cool. So everything lit at this point. I'm like, Diana she used to wear too much makeup. I'm just be real with y'all. She used to wear way too much fucking makeup. She used to wear makeup to the point where she would sit in my car. My car had 10 seats. She got out my car one day and she was like, she's dark skinned. She gets out my car and then in the morning I'm looking and I see brown shit all on my damn seat. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Come to find out it was fucking makeup. She used to put makeup on her fucking legs. Who you know put makeup on your legs? Unless you have like spider veins or something. And she did not have no damn spider veins. And so one day, I'm going to a job interview at a hotel. Everything at the job interview goes super well. I'm super happy. I'm like, yeah. Get a call right after I leave the interview. And I'm like, hello? It's Diana. And she's like, sounds kind of weird. She's like, oh, hey. I'm just like, oh, yeah, just left the interview. What's going on? And she's like, hold on. I'm like, all right. It's her mom. I'm like, hello? She's like, oh, hi. This is Dirty Diana's mom. So apparently, Dirty Diana didn't tell me that she had other people staying in there. The apartment is in my name, and you know, she's about to get kicked out. She's behind on rent, and basically I'm kicking her out. So you're gonna have to go. And I'm gonna be at the apartment today, like now. And I'm like, what? What's good? Alright. Let me just hang up the phone. I'm about to be at that apartment. Let me just say this. I gave Diana money. Well, David gave me money to give to her for rent. Come to find out, this girl was behind on rent. She was behind on rent. I think she was behind on rent before I even got there. So maybe that's why she wanted me to come stay. I don't know. This girl was behind on her rent. I come in the door. Her mom is in the kitchen. Diana's in the bathroom scrubbing the floor on her knees. And I'm looking like, now she don't never clean that hard. So I know something's up. And David, I think he left. He's like, I'm not even going to be there right now. Because I told him what was going on. So I don't even think he came there that day. You know, she's just like, yeah, you guys are going to have to move. I didn't know she had a roommate here. And all this other stuff. And I'm just like, what? And I'm looking at her in the bathroom like, so you wasn't going to say nothing. You just going to, you know what I'm saying? Then her mother left. So at this point, we both got to leave is what I am told. She don't say 2 words to me. She don't explain nothing. She just go in her room, close the door, and that's it. And she's like, well, y'all have to leave by like the end of the month. And it was like already the middle, close to the end of the month. So I'm just like, this is some bullshit. Like, so I'm upset. And David's like, you know, it'll be okay. We can just get an apartment of our own. So I'm like thinking, because I don't want to go back home, like, all right, that's not a bad idea. Not what I wanted to do, but it's not the worst idea. And it really is. But I'm like, all right, cool. Diana isn't saying anything to me for fucking days at this point. She's not saying anything for days. She's literally just walking by, going in her room, close the door, and that's it. And I'm just like, now we've been friends for longer than this. So I need to like get to the bottom of this. I need to see what's going on here. And so I basically have a talk with her. So I'm just like, yo, I don't know what's going on. You didn't tell me that this apartment was in your mother's name. You made everything sound like it was cool. So I don't know what's going on. And she goes, and she's just like, you know, I'm behind on the rent. And, you know, my mom's making me leave. And basically, I'm just like, we've been friends for too long. You could have let me know what was going on. You know, it didn't have to be like this. Had I known that this place was in your mom's name, I would not have moved here. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking like, maybe it's because David's here and she told her mom and maybe she didn't like it. I don't know. Either way, she could have told me. Or when I approached her about, okay, well, you know, he's moving in and you can help with rent. Is that cool? She could have just said no. And it would have been like, no, you can't stay here, bruh. Bye. But never said those things. Me and him are going to go try to find an apartment if you want to move in with us, because her mom told her that she had to leave. And she was going to have to go live with her dad. And her dad lived in the hood. So I'm like, I know she ain't going to want to stay there. So I was like, if you want to stay with us, we could all look for a place then, because I still didn't have a job yet. So I was like, if you want, you can come stay with us, and then we can work it out from there. She was like, okay, cool, I'll let you know. Ordered pizza, got drinks, we laughing, we having a good old time. Everything is good. I'm like, all right, cool. Everything's cool now. So in the daytime, I'm looking for jobs and I'm looking for apartments. So I'm like mad busy. it comes time, I didn't find an apartment before it was time to leave the apartment. So I'm like, all right, cool, well, I can move back to my mom's house, and then when I get the apartment that I want, I'll go ahead and just move my stuff. So the night before I leave, basically all her stuff is packed. She's got boxes. She's packing up the kitchen. I got boxes. We chilling, we laughing, we joking. Everything is super duper kosher, right? My friend ends up helping me take my stuff back to where I stayed. I'm like, all right, well, I will call you when I get to the house. See you later. Love you. Kiss, all that good stuff, right? Cool. I got cable in the house as well, because before I came there, she didn't have any cable. She had internet, but she didn't have cable. So I was like, you know, I'll just come back, get the cable boxes, because I had 2 of them, one for her room, one for my room. And actually, I took my cable box, but I left hers so that she can have it until she ended up moving out, and then she could go drop it off at the cable place. Everything's cool. So I thought. Days go by. I'm not really paying attention that I'm not hearing from this girl. I'm trying to find an apartment. I'm doing my stuff, moving my stuff back in, blah, 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 blah. So I'm riding around with my aunt Kia, and we're at the mall. And I'm just telling her everything that happened. And she's like, wow, that's crazy how that happened with her mom. And I'm just like, yeah, that is crazy. And she says, you know what? It would be funny if Diana never left. I'm like, yeah, that would be, but she wouldn't do that. I'm just like, you know what? Let me go back over to the apartment and just see. So then I'm like, nah, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Let me. So Diana, she basically got pulled over one time for drinking and driving. So basically she was not allowed to drive. The only time she was allowed to drive her car was to and from work. So I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe she left her car here because she's not able to drive. My dumb ass. So Kia's like, well, you know what? We should go knock on the door and ring the doorbell. If her dogs bark, then you know she's home. And I'm like, good point. I'm going over to the door, and her blinds are closed, but the lights are on. So I knock on the door. I don't hear nothing. I knock on the door. All of a sudden, I hear that damn dog barking. And at this time, she had got rid of the bigger dog. She only had the little chihuahua. That damn dog was there. So I was like, this trick is definitely there, because she's not going to leave her dog. I'm knocking on the door still. All of a sudden, I see somebody open up the blinds. It's her. She sees me. She puts the blinds and then disappears. I'm just like, this, you know what? Might the situation.
You dirty little hamster.
She basically straight lied. She lied about moving. She did not move out. Packed her stuff like she didn't move out. So at this point, I'm just like, all right, cool. So I end up leaving. I am so pissed. I'm just like, what kind of stuff, what kind of games is she playing? If you wanted me not to stay there, I would have never moved in. If you had a problem with David being there, you literally could have said, I do not want him to move in here. But she wasn't saying that when he gave her that rent money. Which is crazy. Like the next day, my friend Courtney calls me and she's like, hey, what's going on? Because I don't know if my phone was off or what the case was. But she was like, yo, what's going on? I'm like, what you talking about? And she goes, so I was trying to call you and I guess your phone was off. So I hit Dirty Diana on Twitter, and I asked her to tell you to call me. And she goes, oh, I don't do Jasmine anymore. And then she's like, huh? And I'm like, oh, word? Dirty Diana doesn't do me? Okay. All those times I helped her when she wanted to go and do whatever she did, and I had to drive behind her because she wasn't allowed to drive. All those secrets and all the things she told me, which I'm not, I'm not even gonna put her secrets out there. I'm not even gonna be as petty as I could be, because that girl crazy. That girl was doing a lot of stuff, and I do mean a lot. I'm gonna sip my drink on that one. I think I paid my phone bill, whatever. My phone was on, whatever. So I text Dirty Diana, and I was like, I don't know what type of games you're playing, but you could have basically told me that you didn't want me to stay there, or that you were fake moving out. I don't know, and I would have just simply left. You didn't even have to do all that. I was like, but at the end of the day, here nor there, take my cable box to the cable company, because you're not watching cable on my dime. That's all I text. No response, no reply, no nothing. And I'm like, I called the cable company. I'm like, was a box returned in my name? They're like, oh no. I'm like, is this girl on crack? I'm about to go over there. I'm about to go get my cable box. Whatever happens after that, happens after that. My boyfriend was like, no, I'm gonna come with you. I don't want you to pop off. I roll up to her house, knocking on the door, and her blinds are open. So I look in the blinds, and I see that she's moved the cable box that was in her room into the living room, because she didn't have a TV in the living room. She only had a TV in her room. So she done moved her TV into the living room with the cable box that I'm paying for, and watching BET on my dime. Oh, hell no. I got so pissed off from seeing that BET channel. I started banging on the door, like boom, boom, boom. I started kicking the door with my little cute sandal. So at this point, I didn't even see her. I think she was in her room, so she must have known it was me. I'm like, open the door, open the door. She never comes to the door. She never opens it, but her got me confused.
Dirty little hamster.
Next thing I know, I hear the cops pull up. Woo, woo, woo. I'm like, this called the cops on me. And so the cop is two cops, and they're like, okay, so what's going on? Someone called us saying that there's a guy out here with a gun.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And I look at David, and I'm like, you mean him? I said, first of all, I used to stay here. I moved out. I told Dirty Diana, please return my cable box, because you're not watching cable on my dime. This guy right here is with me, and no, officer, he doesn't have a gun. Cannot keep it. Comes out, cable box, all of that. So you gonna lie and tell the cops that he has a gun? And then on top of that, you thought you was gonna keep my cable box that I had to pay for? So we go back to his house. Now, remember I told you, we all went, well, not them, but me and Dirty Diana, we went to middle school and high school together. She knew my boyfriend before him, the one I stayed with, the old apartment before I stayed with her. She knew that boyfriend. And what's crazy is, this boyfriend and her hooked up in high school before me and him even talked. We talked after high school. But her and him hooked up. He told me like, oh, well, I know she liked me. We did our thing, but then she told me she was pregnant. And after that, I got weirded out. And so she wasn't pregnant. And then I stopped fooling with her. Cool. So I basically text her. I'm so pissed. I'm like, you dirty ant, you you gonna sit here and lie and all this other stuff and blah, 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 all this crazy stuff. Because I'm just hot. I'm just pissed off. And you know what her reply was, you guys? You wanna know what her reply was to me? oh, and your ex-boyfriend said hi. She was like, yo, you mad funny. I was like, oh, that's what my ex-boyfriend said. I was like, oh, okay, well, since you're still talking to him, ask him to buy you a new weave, cause you need it, boo-boo. After that, I ain't never hear from her. She lucky I ain't have her mom's number, because if I did have it saved, bruh, I would have aired all her dirty laundry out. And honestly, there's a lot more that I could say about Dirty Diana that I'm not even gonna say, because I'm past all of that, and you know, I don't have no beef with her now. But this girl was doing some other stuff, and if I had her mom's number, oh, her mom would definitely be aware. So Dirty Diana, if you ever watch this video, oh, I saved your ass. I was about to let her know everything that you do, so you lucky on that. I don't know, like, she just, I don't think she was used to having female friends, because from what I know, she really didn't have friends like that. Like, she used to have old friends that I knew of, but they stopped talking, they fell out, whatever. So she really didn't have female friends like that. And so I don't know, I feel like I was the realest friend that she did have, because I never judged her from off the things that she did. I'm not even spilling it now, because I could really spill it, but there's no point. Telling my friend you don't do me like that, you gonna tell me that my ex-boyfriend said hey? Oh girl, I'm done. After that, I never texted her, never talked to her, never saw her to this day. What's crazy though is my David, he kept seeing her around. He used to see her at his job, coming in and out, and every time she would see him, she would like look and like literally like get scared and like run in the other direction. Her cousin has reached out to me, because we all went to school together, and was like, oh hey, how you doing, girl, la la la, and what's up, girl, because you know I had no beef with her, what's good. And she was just like, oh, you know, I want you and me and Diana to chill and get up and all this other stuff. And I just was like, let me stop you right there. You know, glad you're doing good with your daughter and all that good stuff. But as far as her and I'm good the way it is. I want no parts of her. And after that, she was like, okay, girl. Like, all right, cool. But nah, like, I will never hang out with her again. I will never be friends with that girl again. People always ask me, oh, have you and Dirty Diana spoke? Hell no. What I need to talk about? I got to hook up for the weave if you want it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can get you to hook, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. But other than that, I ain't got nothing to say to that girl. And, yeah, hopefully she's doing good. And, oh, my friend told me now she's a lesbian. So, figures, right? Because she's crazy. So yeah, that's my story time. I hope you guys like that story time. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you comment below if you've ever had a crazy roommate situation like mine. And what would you guys have done in the situation? Let me know. Like, would you have done it differently? You know, do you think that I handled things incorrectly, or I could have handled them a little bit differently? Let me know. And make sure y'all hit that notifications bell as well. And I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.